Hey everybody, welcome back to Dungeon Maker here on the World of Madness server. So I'm currently back at the quarry that we saw last time, because I've done a fair bit of work to it, just to sort of, mostly in my downtime, to try and make this place look a little bit more presentable. So instead of just being a huge hole in the ground, as quarries tend to end up looking, this should hopefully look a bit better. So without further ado, probably can't quite get the full effect unless I'm standing over up here. So let me just head on up. Whoop. This is easier if I had taken the ladders, but oh well. Okay, so there we have it. That's more or less all I have so far. Let me know how that looks. So there's a structure in Egypt known as the Unfinished Obelisk, and basically that is an homage to it, because the Unfinished Obelisk is probably the largest obelisk that has ever been found, and it was just sort of left in situ in the sandstone rock because it cracked whilst they were trying to lift it. And we found it thousands of years later, and it's a beautiful insight into how they made these beautiful things. So I've just got this big sandstone piece with a little pointed end, and I've got these little like ladders on it so that workers can climb up on it. So I've got some supports as well. I've got these beams that run all the way underneath it, just sort of as like this thing it's either sitting on or has crushed into the dirt, or is like possibly going to be smoothly rolled out on, that kind of thing. And I've got it partially sort of like engraved and carved down near this end, but the rest of it is just left because, of course, the people that built the Tomb of Tukar are no longer thrive, are no longer found, that kind of thing. So you just aren't going to see a finished thing. But I love it when we are doing like archaeological expeditions and whatnot, and we just find places like this, like sort of like a Mary Celeste kind of feeling, where we've got this clear everyday scene that was just sort of left, and by whatever circumstance just sort of been preserved intact for the most part anyways. The next thing that I added, of course, is these supports, which serve a dual purpose of firstly providing me a way to get up this place without having to jump so much. Secondly, they sort of give us this idea that it's been going up and down, like this this has clearly been built upwards, so it's just sort of like, we started here, dug a small hole, and then we dug increasingly further up. And it also provides this idea here that we are just sort of supporting the sand to either side, so that it doesn't like pile down onto our dig site and whatnot. Really, really nice little sort of implicit storytelling element. And there's a little bit more to it over here, because there's this section up here, which I started digging out whilst I was getting sand, and I've just sort of left it. So whilst I was doing my beautifying, I decided, you know what, I'm just going to support this. I'm just going to, like, leave it as a thing. And I guess this is, like, a sand stockpile that was just, like, lying around here, waiting to be moved, but just nobody came to get it, so it's just been stuck here. Maybe that bush was there the whole time as well. And I might do some more stuff around here, but let me know. There's a few like ways that people have made quarries look more attractive in Minecraft, but honestly, I like this. It's very minimalist. It does exactly what it needs to, and that's it. Just the old slabs and fences trick. Like that's nothing I've invented, but it's just there. Now, I do still have my little setup here. I want to make some kind of building or tent or something. I'm not really certain. Let me know in the comments if you have any ideas, because having that there just sort of slightly spoils the look. Like, it's there for a utilitarian purpose, but I feel like it needs to be something a bit more. But yeah, this is just sort of like, this is a completely random thing. Like, you really don't have to make your quarries look beautiful. You don't have to make your, like, tunnels, your mining expeditions look attractive in the slightest. But I feel like it's part of human nature that if you are working in an area that looks, to you, nice, it seems a little bit less like work. Like, I come here, I've usually got a movie on in the background, and I'm just mining away at sand and sandstone and whatnot for hours on end. And to have it look nice, to have it look like this, just makes it that little bit more bearable, that little bit less tedious, that little bit like less boring, I guess would be the phrase. And yeah, I think that's important. Like, I've taken a lot of time to make sure that my office here looks nice. Not just on camera, but to me. Because I spend a lot of time in here. Oh, God. I spend my whole life in here, pretty much. But yeah, this, I guess, is also slight, what's the phrase? Foreshadowing. Because, the unfinished obelisk would be the largest obelisk we've ever found. That is not the largest obelisk in this world. So we'll just take the slightly worn sandy paths back to the tomb, and I can show you some other stuff I've been working on. And you will definitely know what I'm talking about when you see it. In fact, you'll probably see it quite very soon, because it's kind of hard to miss. Oh, yeah, there's our little, yep, there we are. I was about to say there's our little, like, our old prototypical diagram of the tomb, but nope, there we are. There is our... There is our, penile monument, as it were, signaling that indeed I've done some beautifying work around here as well. And you will not be able to see the majority of it until I get just a teensy bit closer. But... there we go. Okay, so... desert temples are pretty much always found buried to some extent. Like, you can see it starts up here, which is like level... I want to say that's like 4 blocks, 5 blocks from just the top floor. So, I figured, well, maybe somebody came along. The kobolds are living here. Maybe they dug parts of this out. Maybe that's how they, like... maybe that's how they found most, like, the entrance in the first place. They dug out this portion, this like, monument first. Found the sandstone at the bottom and just found where the door must have been. And quite where this portal comes from, I haven't quite figured out just yet. But yeah, this is somewhere in the region of about 46, 47 blocks tall, which is roughly how big the unfinished obelisk is. The unfinished obelisk would have been about 46 meters in height if it was completed. So, little nice reference for that. I kind of want to put more engraving in it, but I've only got like a few levels of it near the bottom. But yeah, there is a cap at the top there, and this does like go all the way up. The interior is hollow because I had only so much sandstone at the time. I have more now that I've been working on the quarry, and just like makes it really freaking easy to find this place. But then I've also done some work on the actual tomb itself, so we've got that like slightly improved entryway here. I actually switched this out from a lever to a T flip-flop circuit, a push button, a toggle, so I can now open that with a single pulse. Lovely. And we'll go in there in a moment, but just going to show you this top first. So yeah, I've smoothed this out slightly. I've added this portion down as well, so it's got more of a level to it, and I think it looks a degree better. I'm not 100% certain. Let me know in the comments what you think. And wow, my mouse sensitivity is just being a complete pain. Huh, weird. Anyways, so yeah, you go down there. You don't particularly want to drop down here, but I like that there is this like column, this persistent column of light that can come in through here. Maybe I'll even make it like a daylight sensor thing, wherein when the sun comes up, the like bottom there will open up like it's been triggered by a beam of light, and then of course the sun will pass and you'll get stuck down there, but we don't talk about that as much. But anyways, if I open this up, oh boy, this is gonna hurt because I've removed the stairs down here in favor of a big ladder. Oh boy. Ow. Okay, so some things are pretty much exactly where you saw them before. Other things have changed. We can see there is some light coming through here. That's because these are half slabs with nothing under them. I have... Yep, you can hear that. I have actually, like, put the lava in. So let's just go down here and take a look. So this trap is complete. It just needs its logic added. And so many furnaces compose this. But, yeah. If you are caught by this trap, you'll be knocked into one of those holes and ignited, burned alive, probably losing all your stuff. So it's a good thing I mandate exactly what stuff you bring in. But let's take a look at how that appears with them open. And you saw before that I've done like my my work putting the kobolds in place of the... Ooh, yeah, that's an unpleasant sight, isn't it? Yeah. in place of the zombies, I have now gone a bit further. So if I two of quarry textures, I add that in. So I've retextured the pumpkins and the jack-o'-lanterns. I'm not 100% convinced with that, but it looks decent. I'm a lot happier with the way that the furnaces have turned out, so they don't stick out quite as much, and it looks a lot more natural. There's a reason I've retextured stone, and it's not because I put it in here. Let me hurry along carefully. So if we go down here, we can find where I put that button originally, and people have pointed out that I can see better in here, but YouTube makes it darker, so you guys have a bigger issue. So thankfully there's a torch over here. So with the retexture now, this button, which is a stone button, is a lot more discreet. Obviously it's still got the shadow around it, but if I get rid of this torch, you could be forgiven completely for missing that. Like, even I'm having trouble. If I was currently like in a melee with some skeletons, even I would have trouble actually spotting that. Which is the purpose. But buttons, it turns out, are weird, because in the olden days, buttons like actually had a texture file. Like, I can dig that file up. It actually existed. It was a thing. These holes, by the way, mark where I'm going to be putting the combinatorial buttons. So they're there for a reason. But now they borrow their texture wholesale from the block that they are made of. So stone buttons borrow the texture of stone. Wooden buttons borrow the texture of oak wood. Which makes sense to a fault, because it means that... oh yeah, I also retextured the front of these, because... got it, really. I mean, it just looks nice. But it makes sense to a fault, because it reduces the number of textures. Yeah, you can see I've also retextured cobblestone, because I kind of had I had an interim of what the texture for stone was, and it was basically this. I thought the cobblestone would look better that way. But it saves on like the number of textures you need, and that makes sense, reduces memory costs, but it also causes problems like this. I want to retexture a button. Like, if I want to retexture the one stone button in the entirety of the world, I have to retexture every single piece of stone. Which is a lot less, like, reasonable, really. But that's the stuff I have to deal with. Anyways, let me climb back up, and I probably want to put my armor on, because, oh dear, I can hear bad noises. That one. Get out. Okay. Phew. I accidentally cooked basically all of my potatoes as well, so I'm waiting for a new stash of that. Do I need to sleep? That might be a wiser idea. It's probably nighttime by about now. This place looks great at night, by the way, but it is still full of monsters, so gonna pass on that. I might actually put like some tents outside of the temple here, so that it looks like a party has like camped for the night. Maybe there's beds there that people can use to sleep in. And let's just close this. So nice, so nice. Bad noises, very bad noises. Yeah, and I tried to make this look a bit more natural than just somebody digging, like, in a complete box, more or less. Making things in Minecraft look less like boxes has a profound effect on how nice something looks. I also dug it out a little bit back here as well, so it looks a bit smoother and nicer. Like it was built with a purpose. But our main job today is that we are going to go through here, and we are going to finally connect the tomb to the main Nether hub. Because it currently don't go nowheres. Rather, this does go somewhere. It goes to a big, like, wide portal in the middle of the Nether. And I'm just going to mark down my coordinates so that I know exactly, like, where this is. So the far left, facing north, is at 1241.64, negative 2917. Screenshot that so I can find it later. And if I stand, like, here is a reasonable point of entry, right in the middle. It takes me here. I am facing east, and I am at coordinates 204, 99, negative 298. If I walk immediately backwards, like, if I go back, it's going to take me to some even freakier coordinates. It takes me here. Like, I have basically no idea where I am right now. I think I'm a decent ways south. I am facing north again, so that's progress. But, yeah, I need to break that portal and then connect, put the portal at the tomb to the Nether hub. So, that's our main project today. That's going to be a big time lapse, I'm sure. And I'm going to turn off my textures. This is, like, I specifically separated these so I can have the cobalt wherever I like, but the tomb textures just at the tomb. Because I can tell the difference between, like, stone and sandstone and whatnot, but it's nice to be able to distinguish areas that way. But, anyways, if I go back through here, where do we end up? Yeah, do we end up in that same portal? That's the question. Yes, I do. So quite probably somebody walked through this big thing, and I don't know whose this is. I would like to, but there's nothing around here to indicate whose it is. And it's miles from anywhere, much like me. But, anyways, without further ado, I'm going to run back to the tomb, get my diamond pickaxe, and start wrecking stuff. So, with that in mind, catch you in a moment. Right, everybody, welcome back. So, I guess I have to address the golden elephant in the room. All of my armor's changed, and all of my inventory's changed, and there's a reason for that. So, I haven't been in the Nether very much at all. More or less, I've just been in here dying every now and then, because I've been trying to get somewhere, and, haven't actually made any, I haven't met any blazes to kill to get potions and whatnot. So I came in here without fire potions. That's fine, I figured. I've been in here with Nether Expedition before. Something that's changed since Nether Expedition. Lava flows a lot faster. So, I got to about 40 blocks out of the Nether hub and engulfed in lava very swiftly. So I lost all of my gubbins. But anyways, we are at, over here, 155, negative 364, which by my math is exactly relative to the block that we took the screenshot from in the portal back at the tomb. If I orient here in exactly the same direction, build the exact same size portal, then every portal block in it should be exactly relative to our tomb portal. So with that in mind, we're going to put this together. I'm going to try not to somehow misplace a block because I don't have a diamond pick anymore. I'm also slightly over, slightly over a pit, basically. Okay. Final 3. Okay, and had to cook up a bit more iron, but at least I found some more as well. Had to go and hunt for, like, a piece of flint, because I lost everything. So we're now doing something that I have never done in the course of Nether Expedition, and that is light a portal. Now, if I have done this correctly, then we will end up at the tomb. If I have done this incorrectly, or if the big portal that's way over there, that apparently is Drad's, we think, we're not sure, it's very strange, there's no signs of ownership on that, nor any signs of civilization anywhere nearby here. But if either of those is the case, what you will hear next is presumably me swearing. So, here we go. We'll start from here, just to be on the precision side. Yes! I'm in the opposite side of the portal, but yes! Yes! We did it! We did it! Praise whatever god Tukar worshipped. Yes! Got it! Also, Drad, sorry about this also a mistake. Yes! Okay. So, if I go back in here now, is this going to take me back to that portal? Yes, it is. Perfect. So, this, now, it's not much. I know. You saw it being built. You know it's not much. It was mostly just digging. So this now perfectly connects to the Nether Hub, so I can actually rejoin civilization should I need to. Hooray. And we'll get rails and everything else worked out later, but yes! It works! It works! I'm gonna go out of hell again. I'm leaving. Hey, viewers, hope you've enjoyed. I have been lying in bed more. This has been the Tomb of Tukar.